Depending on the character's roles, some liberties to keep the plot moving are unrealistic. What I'm focused on is learned behavior, something you see over time. That is why I like series, because it starts to develop a character into a person and it constrains the writer into how the character can react. If you violate the spirit of the character, then you soon will find interest in the books will disappear. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. The closet is from fear of rejection, yet it is the same people that was so rigid that they demanded you to do what they wouldn't do to themselves. And then, while we are making mistakes that they have made in their traditional relationships, they insist it is our fault. Love the sinner, not the sin, is the most irritating word because it assumes that the sin is conditional on who you love. They have not even bothered to discover if our love is based on intimacy or carnal lust. God did not choose the body to put the soul in for no reason at all. We have free will. Carnal lust is the sin, not the love. They damaged us, and when we are unhappy, having problems, they are almost gleeful. Then, if we are happy, self-confident, enjoying our life, it is a threat to everything they believe because they believe they know God's words, and even though they admit God gave us the gift of free will, that He is perfect. He chose the soul and paired it with the body, and the suffering is not God's, but theirs. Ever hear of fag bashing, hate crime? Could it be that because we are happy, it is a challenge to your beliefs, since it is you that believe God does not want you to embrace what He gave you? It is you that insist on the straitjacket in society. God did not want it unless you want to change your decision that He doesn't make mistakes. Is He paranoid schizophrenic? If God is perfect and has no equal, then it must be humanity that causes suffering. But to allow humanity to delude itself, God's followers insult God by creating an equal. A place that God cannot go even though you insist He has no equal. God is not paranoid, but in your desperate need to find certainty and insist that you have the words of God, and if you dare to swerve off the path, you are doomed. God didn't create that insanity. Only the sanctimonious people that have no doubts in what God wants. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. The attempt is to start a discussion and get people to think about human behavior from the perspective of the closet. How this might lead to problems that make friends or partners or even business relationships difficult. I can understand why some would dismiss this effort. I find reminders in how the characters behave with memories of my own experiences and then explore that aspect. It's meant to start people to think. It is not meant to imply I am right. If you do not share the ideals with others, then how will you know if you're right? When talking, the focus should be on challenging and exposing your ideals, not in changing other opinions. That would only lead to frustration, since the only person you can change is yourself.